Italo Ferreira taking on a wild card who's made a huge name for himself in the last 2 days. Mateus Herdy from Florianopolis. And also his Tio, Guilherme Herdy.
Oh, yeah.
Which he gave us so much joy on tour for many years. Italo Ferreira springing into action. Power hack to start. There's an aggressive carve. Total control over that Timmy Patterson. Rapid fire surfing. One of the quickest in between turns. Backhand, I always used to think that was Travis Logie back in the day. And Italo is so insane on his backhand attack, growing up on a right. I can't even count the maneuvers he's put into this wave. It's going flat for a moment, but he can create big sections for himself. Just slams that whitewater section.
He's a star in Brazil. And Mateus Herdy, he's probably going to be the next guy coming up in years to come for Brazil. And this first exchange, I can't tell you how impressive it is for both of them to come out guns blazing, not fall, especially after the last heat when there were a lot of slow moments. You couldn't see a lot of set waves, and they went to work real quick. You couldn't count the maneuvers, neither could I, but I can tell you, technique was on point.
Coming out blazing, but that's also what Herdy's been doing. Here's his chance to answer quickly. The wild card from Florianopolis, double grab punts, paying tribute to AI. Right into a snap and carve. Judges have been loving commitment on that first section all event long. And Mateus has been rewarded for it. Full roundhouse to slide on the rebound, snap, already another wrap to follow. Here comes a nice clean finish from the World Junior Champion. And then the comparison to Herdy.
Yeah, you called it. The AI air. And a little dirty on the landing, but recovered well. I like the work on the face, but just in comparison to Italo's wave, a little bit of more vertical action. And I think Herdy was able to vary quite a bit for how the wave was. Waited patiently for this last section to stand up. And even if it's not close to Italo's score to begin the heat off, he's still got to be very stoked just to finish on his feet.
And we're going to watch them have to go bigger and bigger, which is my hope, is that battle all the way to the end.
Gracias, Tortuga. Strider Wasilewski is doing a great job this evening. Spent so much time in the water to give us insight for the world's best surfer.
Several of those, even in his rookie year against Felipe in Portugal, when he had something close to a 10 in that final, and here he is up and riding again.
Ferreira starting with a 6.6. What a blast. Italo drills it again. There's the lip that he crushes on the carve. Rapid fire surfing from Ferreira. Drives into another big section, not wasting any time. He'll shut that one down. Perfect surfing. Here's Ferreira's wave number 2.
And you mentioned the word perfect. It's not going to be a perfect score, but it was perfect surfing for how the wave was. Destroyed it. Love the variation. Love how he was able to go up into the lip and use the wall of the wave to his advantage too. It's not easy to mix in that kind of variation on your backside on such a quick wave too. And look at that finish. That lip was coming down. He was able to get
incredible speed and quickness. The wild cards stepping into pace. There's the throw tail reverse from Mateus. Draws that carve into a layback. He is committed to going for big airs on the opening section, and he's landing everything. This is where he's got that downtime, that silky smooth style. Here comes the end section, a little layback draw off the top for the World Junior Champ. 6.83 start for Mateus. Second scoring wave factoring in along with Ferreira.
And flow down with it. Joe, and then the starts to Mateus's waves in every single heat has been the same. I think he's read the judges' minds and just gone big on the first section in every single of his high-scoring waves. And then he combos it up with that beautiful layback on the second turn. But look at the extension he got on that reverse. Beautiful nose pick, and then the layback straight into it. That's going to score high. Combos it up, goes up onto the open face, patiently waits for it to build back up, and just unloads right here on this last section. And I don't know how many Red Bulls they both have had, Joe, but it's probably been a couple.
As we see this drive from Mateus Herdy exploding out the back on so many high-performance moves. That was that finish that he laid down in those classic Quiksilver board shorts. Herdy thought he was coming down here to do a photo shoot.
The enthusiasm, though, on the score of Italo, 8.83, close to the 9-point range.
There's all these messages that come out to the surfers on tour in the morning. Well, we'll watch this. This is Ferreira. Big backside blowtail. Trying to absolutely hammer that section. He's down. First real fall for Italo in this heat. Really draw all the energy and attention to himself in the lineup. Here comes Ferreira trying to make up for that fall. Lose loss of priority.
Nope, gotta watch out.
Just kind of throws that one. Mateus, deep off the bottom. Goes to a turn instead of an air to start. Section grows ahead of him. How's the layback? Blew the whole tail out. He's still looking calm. Trying to break that 6-range category to really compete with a world champion. Herdy goes big frontside reverse. It's hard for me to even think of an air that he hasn't pulled in the last few days.
Yeah, great start. Straight up into the lip vertical, and this layback was disgusting, Joe. Asqueroso, as we say in Spanish. Completely extended on a big section on the outside. Did some awesome work to get to this section right here and just get this air, as you were saying, very springy. I love the way he just set it up and paced it. And yeah, I mean, for how the section was, I have no idea how he was able to get really that high. But look at this, Joe. Completely extended. Look at his back foot on the tail pad the whole time, so he never actually got disconnected. I could even argue that it's more difficult to do that than actually release your foot and then put it back on, because your momentum's going forward. It's more difficult to stay connected the whole time.
Two really radical progressive moves on that wave. One out the back. Gracias, compa. Here we go, 11:30 to go. Priority still with the world champ. And he'll use it quickly. Bowling takeoff section. Always hits it in the most critical section. First turn out of the way. Big goal for Italo committing on this wave is to improve his lead. So will this be better than a 6.6? We'll find out. Goes a snap there, but kind of looked a little bit slow in the lead up to that turn, just due to the waves right there. So Ferreira was really left with nothing to work with. Situation won't be improving. Herdy's going to be happy about that.
Especially the one that you mentioned against Griffin Coapinto. As we see Italo's wave, first section, a lot of commitment. Reminds me a lot of when he won the championship at Bells Beach that one year against Mick. Similar conditions, but just in trunks. As I said, Joe, you got to do something big on the outside, and then it kind of goes slopey in the middle with this high tide. And then, unfortunately for Italo, after this turn right here, the wave didn't really cooperate, and he just decided to kick out and get back on the ski. I think that region specifically is the one that's probably going to be producing a lot of talent in years to come.
Also Ace Buchan, what a legend who's been on tour for such an incredibly long period of time. Wrapping turn, sliding out, and a fall for Herdy. So after having a chance with priority, it's just thrown right back to the world champion. Training wise, but also what he loves to do the most, just be in the water, throwing huge airs all the time. With some speed, we've got Italo just up and out.
The big upsets, I remember at Barra de La Cruz one year, just like Pedersen Crisanto did.
Big roll in and a big opportunity. Huge frontside punt. Mateus controls it on a massive section. Frontside grab, landed backwards, and had so much control he didn't spin into reverse. Now some down time to collect himself. Needs an 8.17. Nice big wall, set up wrap. Mateus off the lip, super strong. Crazy highline double up section. Now he'll throw up a huge frontside float and a calm glance to the judging panel.
Yeah, you claim that, boy. You claim that. Look at the size of this wave, and I told you he had a priority, and this could have been his wave. And look at the size of it. Goes for the big section at the beginning, goes to the 180, reverses it back, and even though there was a lot of downtime, and I mean a lot of downtime in between maneuvers, I just think you really have to reward the aggressiveness, how difficult that was, and the risk that was involved at the beginning of this wave. Finished it off well, too. Very patient, blows the tail right there. Smart decision right here, Joe. Didn't try to force anything, and then got the finish right at the end. I think this changes things.
Crazy commitment.
That's Kiramas 2.0 right there. You know, that's One Anwar at Kiramas, but we're just seeing Mateus Herdy at Barra. Look at the size of it, Joe. Look at the beautiful bottom turn. You're talking about great technique, innovation, progression, and risk all in one.
That is unbelievable for a young wild card. He knew what he was telling us last night. He said, I have more to show you, believe me.
And look at this. It
right
seems
behind him, Italo did get this way.
Yeah, and I don't know how it's going to pound out in the grand scheme of things, given the...
When you've got this young name next to you, you're expected to always take control of those heats.
Especially this deep into the event, too.
Italo trying to save himself here with 20 seconds. He'll get slowed down by the first section. 19 on the clock. We saw Liam O'Brien go to a semifinal at Wajima, Rottnest Island. Herdy has a chance to match the best wildcard performance we've had this season. The wildcard does it again. This time the biggest name that he's dealt with on the way to finals day.
What a heat.
Mateus Herdy, 927, throwing progression at will here at Barra De La Cruz.